First off, Mr. Tory Lanez in the building with Billboard.
Popping.
I'm good, brother, man. How you living, Mr. Quarantine Radio? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm on top and rising. I'm just happy to be alive, and that's about it.
Man, listen, I'm gonna go through your stats real quick because I know you a stats guy. We're gonna go through your stats real quick. Since I told you, you've had 5 projects on the Billboard 200 in the top 5. Your last 2 projects, Chicks Tape 5, and then your new project, New Toronto 3, both hit number 2. Now let me ask you this: as a man who told Apple Music, "Yo, I've been holding back my best music," what is your ceiling right now?
Sort of like a Lil Wayne mixtape, no ceilings. It's no ceiling. I mean, I think for me, I'm more so excited on what's to come. Like, it's so many different genres of music about to come from me right now that I'm just excited and just happy that I have the freedom to drop whenever and however, I want now that I'm independent as an artist. It's incredible for me to be in a position now where I don't have to, wait for somebody else's run, or when I don't have to wait to treat myself as priority. I am my own priority, and I know that at this point there's just nothing that can limit me from being as great as I want to be.
I hear you 100%, man, and I want to congratulate you again on going number 2 with New Toronto 3, man.
Thank you.
I just feel
I don't even know how, and then it's number 1 on the rap albums. It's number 1 rap album, and it's a mixtape. I didn't promote it. I put it out a week. Like, I put out the cover to it like a week before it came out. I didn't. I thought it was gonna sell like 10,000 or some shit.
And it did 6 times. It did 6 times that, man. And I feel like that just fueled your momentum to say, you know what, I'm gonna be a free agent. Especially, I think it was letter to the city too. You were like, yo, I need 100 mil. I need 100 mil if y'all need me to come back.
Honestly, to be 100%, it's so many labels offering so much money, like millions of dollars, like not even on like no funny. I'm just trying to sound cool. Like, I've really gotten offers that are really life-changing offers, but just don't care. It's just like, I don't know. I already own all my masters and my publishing and everything, so it's like I don't see the reason to give that to somebody else,
And I agree with you 100%. I think what's underrated about you is your business savvy and what you've been able to do with one umbrella. Obviously you got Melly. You got Mansa, who did his thing on 10 Fucks. Like, yeah, talk about.
Mansa's here somewhere. He's somewhere in his house running around. That kid is probably one of the most talented individuals that I know. And I think out of everybody, he was the first person that I actually did sign. And just putting together his project for these times, and like putting together everything that the world is about to hear. Like, he's really, that kid is a problem, like a real life problem. Like, you feel me? And I know that, when I did the album, originally the song with Lil TJ wasn't even supposed to be on the album. Manson was going to be the only feature. And
wow.
That was what it was just going to be. It was just going to be just me and just, one song Mansa, and that was about to be it. And when we did it, basically, I was just like, yo, Mansa, every single time you go on a record, you do what I do, you skate. And I just love this sound that comes out of him, dog. And like, I'm very excited for his project. He has a project that's about to come out called Amber. And it's so hard, bro. Like, it's just so hard, bro. And I'm happy that I was able to sign that kid. Like, that's one of my most like proud, like, I don't know how to say it, but like that's the project that I'm most proud about being.
Wow.
As far as like him being the first person that I ever signed and everything, and like now him actually being ready to like to drop it, and like I'm very excited for him, for real.
Mansa's a bad boy, and I love when y'all did 48 floors too. That was a gem right there. You
Yeah,
know,
for
which
sure.
which you again being a business savvy dude, I gotta ask you because you were one signed to a Sean Kingston, you were one signed to a Benny Blanco. How do you make sure with your own artist you don't go through the same mistakes you did as
Because
an artist?
the thing is about me is like when I went through these situations, I told myself there's good things that came out of these situations, and then there's bad things that came out of these situations, and I never ever want to feel or want an artist to feel how I felt. And because I have that, it now gives me a better insight on what not to do and how to
Hmm.
pay more attention and how to understand and prioritize certain things for the artist. Because at the end of the day, it's like, you got to go at things very unselfishly. Like for instance, me and my business partner Sasha, we we got together and we're managing Cash Page, right? And basically with Cash, I remember Cash was just hitting me this week about like some deliverables that she needed for her album and some people that she wanted to get on the album and stuff. And regardless of what I'm doing as an artist, it is of my obligation to now do what her deliverables are,
Hmm.
regardless. And I know that, sometimes as an artist, you working towards yourself and da 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 da, and it's like, how can you do that and juggle your career? Like I'm fine with my career. I know what I got to do. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm just chilling. So when it comes down to the other artists, it's like I'm free to do so many more things, and I'm able to move so much more proactive than just a regular manager. So me and my business partner, it works hand in hand because he'll do all the tedious things. But then when I gotta go make that move, a certain artist needs to do this, a certain person needs to, I go show my face and I go say, yo, I need you to do this. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
I've continuously done favors for so many people for so long that it's just like when I need to do something for another artist, I just do it, and I do it relentlessly without worrying about anything, because at the end of the day, like that's the energy that I would have wanted when I was coming up with both labels. So I just go off that.
You know, I always appreciate, man. Like again, I said your savviness. Like you talk a lot on New Toronto 3 about your days in the trap. In what ways do you feel like the trap game and the rap game are one of the same?
First and foremost, I think the world needs to understand that whenever someone's saying something about a trap, you're not always talking about a place where the drugs are, or a place where the trap is wherever you work, whatever you do, wherever you feel like you're putting in your hours and your energy into getting something back from this and going to the and doing this at a certain rate, and that's your trap. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like your when they say like trap or die, it never really was officially just like a drug statement. You feel me? But I feel like the whole point of a trap is consistent movement. There's consistently something always going on. There's high drama throughout the day that keeps things moving. You understand what I'm saying? And it's just like hip hop. At the end of the day, there's high drama throughout the day that keeps things moving. There's always movement going on. There's always, and if you want to be incredible at this, uh, be consistent. Always make sure that your work is quality, and quality over quantity. Like if you have horrible work, no one's gonna buy it, or they're gonna buy
Yeah.
it once and not come back and buy it again. So that should show you something about an album. If you
Hmm.
want to make an incredible album, make it with quality, no matter how long it takes, because when you get it, it's gonna be that popping product. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of similarities, but I'm do this all day in Texas.
And I appreciate that, man. I think one of my favorite songs off the project was Adidas. And, I
Thank you.
thought it was so dope because, you mentioned in the beginning of the song about trying to like use your stash on a new pair of Adidas. Then later on in your career, you end up teaming up with them for the Superstar collection. Like, talk about just that full circle moment. You dreaming about getting a pair of Adidas to you actually having your own line for the whole Chicks Tape series.
Nah, it's honestly, like I said, it's just a blessing, bro. I'm just so happy to be blessed right now, like and I'm glad that the world doesn't always got to look at me in the light of like, oh, he just thinks he's in competition and just better than everybody, and I'm just glad that like like moments like that show me that this is real. Like I remember looking in the glass at Foot Locker and seeing shell toes and being like, I wish I could just afford these right now.
Yeah.
and the moments that come into full fruition when things like this happen and you're at a place where you're looking at a physical shoe in front of you, and it says 1 out of 50, and it's like, this is the chicks tape, and it's on the shoe, and it's like those moments are what show me and keep the motivation like in my mind that anything is possible, and
Right.
any incubated thought can grow into something that is huge and incredible. You know what I'm saying? Any thought that you incubate in your mind, it can grow and it can become real. You know what I'm saying? And to the point where it's so real that you're looking at a shoe that says chicks
Yeah.
dick. And you know what I'm saying?
That's so fire, man. I know. I love the cover, man. You holding your son, and you even had a line. I want to say it was a the Dope Boy song line where you
Yeah.
like,
I let him down 4 times and I can't make it 5.
that hit right here, man. So I'm curious, man. Talk about your steps and you trying to become a better father, especially during these hard times.
Well, definitely, I think for any entertainer that's constantly on the road, with the mother of their child at home, because clearly, you can't raise a child on the road. It's like mentally, I feel like that would be traumatizing for a child to just be moving around and not understanding and not having a stable environment. But basically, there's times when we're not always able to, even just as regular fathers, where something comes up or something gets in the way and you have to take the moment of, can I make everybody happy, or do I make everybody happy, or do I take this moment to do something that's going to help me provide for my family? And at those moments, sometimes the event of the moment and the event at the time, sometimes you end up missing those. Sometimes you don't get to be a part of those, not because you don't want to be, but just because you can't. You're physically trying to provide for this family and trying to, make sure that everyone's taken care of and everybody's smiling. So um, that line to me, it hit home too, because it's like there's moments where it's like I don't let my son down. Like times just being on the road, or times just doing certain things to make sure I'm bringing back money in, or times I went to the studio and I couldn't sleep with him in the nighttime, or like things like that. Like and I feel like when I say I can't make it 5, it's like no matter what, like I gotta always make sure that I do what I'm doing to make sure he knows that I'm here and that I'm always around. Like I don't miss his birthdays or anything like that, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm always around at those times, like just to make sure that he knows that I'm here regardless. But sometimes there is times as a father where you don't get to make it.
That's a fact. That's a fact, and I commend you for that, man. I mean, I know you're a big Tupac fan. You mentioned him on the tape. You said, "I promise when I die, they celebrate me like I'm Pac." So let me ask you this: which Tupac song or album would you say best describes your career or this moment in life for you right now?
Um, All Eyes on Me, maybe.
Ah, okay. Why all eyes on me? To going with the classic.
Because I feel like and there was a statement the other day that I took. I said that I feel like I had similarities to Pac, and nigga was like, "What?"
Everybody was going, yeah, and the cats were going crazy.
But I don't ever really care about that because off top, I'm black. I'm a rapper. I have a nose ring. There's 3 similarities right there. Like
There you
like
go. There you go.
like let's just be real here. I'm just saying,
There
like
you go.
just because he was a legendary guy doesn't mean that nobody can have any similarities to him. Like I feel
Hmm.
like a lot of the things that he was interested in are a lot of the things that I'm interested in. And I feel like um when I die and God forbid whatever that day is, like I know that I'm gonna leave a legacy on this world that is so strong, so I don't even know what the word is, but it's just so massive,
Powerful. Yeah.
powerful, yeah, and just powerful. And I feel like the legacy and the message that I'm gonna leave behind is gonna be something that's also gonna feel like when someone says they have similarities to me one day, the world's gonna say no, you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because they're gonna feel that same level of this guy was such a special guy. It's like when if somebody was to come out right now and say they have similarities to Nipsey Hussle, a lot of us would probably be like, no, you don't. He was this guy and he da 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 da. But at the end of the day, you don't know what someone's gonna do in the span of their life. You know what I'm saying?
I want to ask you this, man. You said on Do the Most. Word to my ex, I never fall in love again. So I've been asking a lot of artists this question lately. I'm gonna ask you because since your whole tape, I know you were going through it. What does love mean to Tory Lanez at this point of his life?
Um, love is something unfathomable. Love is love is love. Love is God is love. Love is God. And
Okay.
I think that sometimes we misconcept moments of when we think we love people or when
Okay.
we think people love us. And I feel like the misconception of love is why, so many people feel their way about it. You know what I'm saying? But I can't even say what I think love is because it's such a powerful word. Like love is tatted right above my eye. Like literally the
Wow.
word love is tatted right above my eye. And the reason why I say that is because love isn't everything. Like literally love is everything. That's what I'll say. Love is everything. In order for you to hate somebody, you have to have still some sort of fond love for the hatred that you have for that person. Like love still, like the love of whatever, or sometimes sometimes people want revenge so bad. What people don't realize is like when you desire like revenge and you desire like things like that, you have a love for these things or for whatever the emotion is that's gonna take over you when you finally get that revenge or whatever it is. Like I feel like love is the driving factor in all moves, whether or not they're bad or good.
Damn, getting poetic on me, bro. I like that.
I just
I
do.
like that. I felt that right here. I like that, man. Lastly, before I let you go, I got to ask, what has been your favorite moment on quarantine radio? And when can
Wow.
fans expect a TV show, like we're talking, like a TV show, a movie? I don't know, a little web series. What we got cooked up?
MTV offered me something. They offered me like a little 30-minute segment, but I don't know what I want to do. But I want it to kind of be something that the fans decide, like, you know what I'm saying? So, hopefully, I don't know if that's really gonna end up coming through or not. But for me, if I don't ever end up coming with an idea for it, then it probably won't. But if I do, I mean, hopefully we are MTV. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Yo, listen, you just got to throw a poll on your IG page, man, and let the fans decide what they want to do, man. You
nah,
know what I mean?
for sure. But nah, like I think one of the greatest moments of the show was just all the celebrities that have been in there. I feel like as a radio host in 2 weeks and a half of radio hosting, I got to interview some people that radio hosts might never interview. Like, you know what I'm
That's a
saying? Like
fact.
real talk. Like there's some radio stations that will never get Drake, Justin Bieber, and let's just throw somebody else, Raven Simone, all in one.
Raven
It just doesn't
Simone,
make
there you
sense.
go.
Like certain things, like it's the amount of people and the people who came into the show. I think it was just super dope to see everybody come together like that. Like all kinds of celebrities, all kinds of athletes, all kinds of people that just were chilling. You feel me?
Listen, man, you coming after my job, man. You killing us journalists out here. You, Joe. Let me find out you about to make a full-fledged move into media, man.
You never know, man. You never know with me, dog.
Listen, Tory, man, thank you, man, for taking the time out to talk to Billboard. Definitely appreciate it.
Thank
I
y'all.
hope you stay safe. Stay safe out there, man.
I will try. I will
No
try.
problem. And continue to kill it, my G. Thank you.
Much love. Y'all be safe, all right?
Yes, sir. You too, brother.